So this is where we are in the story. God made a perfect world, but people messed it up.
So God started the world all over again.
And sometimes people chose not to love God.
But God had a plan.
He started a family with Abraham and Sarah.
A really special family.
Abraham had a son named Isaac.
Isaac had a son named Jacob.
And Jacob had 12 sons.
This is 12.
A dozen.
But one was his favorite.
I thought parents weren't supposed to have favorites.
But Jacob did.
And his favorite son was Joseph.
Jacob loved Joseph so much, he gave him a special robe,
which was a big deal because
clothes were different back then.
People basically wear a sheet with a hole in the middle for their head.
And they usually didn't come in lots of different colors.
It was one size kind of fits all.
So a new colorful robe was a pretty big deal.
And Jacob didn't hide that Joseph was his favorite.
Which didn't make it easy between Joseph and his brothers.
In fact, Joseph's brothers hated him.
But Joseph didn't help matters much.
He had these dreams, crazy dreams,
where his brothers were bowing to him.
And he told his brothers all about these dreams.
Some people think he bragged about them.
I mean, come on.
That just shows no forethought.
I bet his brothers all said, "What? You little...
Let's get him!"
Not a good idea. So Joseph's brothers wanted to get rid of him.
And one day, that's exactly what they tried to do.
When they were working away from home,
tending to their sheep,
Joseph went to see his brothers in the field.
When they saw him coming, they made a plan to hurt him.
Well, they wanted to do more than just hurt him.
They wanted to kill him.
But Joseph's older brother, Reuben, convinced him just to throw him down a well instead.
Reuben had a plan to come back and save his brother.
Good old Reuben.
Also a delicious sandwich.
So Joseph's brothers tore off his special robe
and threw him in the well.
A big, deep, dark hole in the ground.
They sat down to have some lunch.
And off in the distance,
they saw traveling merchants,
people who sold stuff.
And they decided to get rid of Joseph once and for all
by selling him to those people.
The Midianites.
They were on their way to Egypt. Joseph's brothers sold him for 20 pieces of silver. They sold him.
Their brother,
Reuben, wasn't around when this happened.
So when he came back,
Joseph was gone.
So the brothers came up with a plan.
They took Joseph's coat,
the special one,
and dipped it in an animal's blood.
To make it look like a horrible accident happened.
They showed it to their father.
And they lied to him,
telling him that Joseph was dead.
But really,
he was on his way to Egypt,
where all sorts of interesting things would happen to him.
But that's another part of the story.